All right, so this is the current setup. I am going to get everything cleared off the table, get it clean, and start the setup. So you can see here that I'm getting the table cleaned. It is a very heavy piece of glass, so I'm just kind of using my arm weight to get it lifted to clean those bars. I'll do that throughout the whole table, but for the sake of video, I will just have this going fast so that you can see that the first step obviously is to get the table cleaned. So if you remember my previous haul video, I shared the placemats that I'm using. I got them from Hobby Lobby in the spring shop, $3.99 a piece, but 40% off. So I'm just getting these tags off so that they can be put into place. So these chargers were also in my video. I think $3.99 a piece as well. Again, 40% off from the spring shop. They are very nice blue and white to just kind of complement the blue that runs throughout my house. So I'm putting out my white plates now. These plates did come from the Dollar Tree. So you don't have to have really expensive dishes when you're doing your tablescape if you don't want to. I got both sets of white plates from the Dollar Tree. What you see here are my DIY napkin rings. I've shared before that I make them myself. So I have a pack of white cotton napkins that I got from Homegoods. And what I did was I took a burlap ribbon that's kind of trimmed in pearls and glued them over the Dollar Tree silver napkin ring base, and you'll see them up close a little later in the video. I also have a video where I kind of show you how I make a few different napkin rings just using ribbon. I promise the ribbon is really what makes the napkin rings pop, because the Dollar Tree napkin ring itself really does the work for you, and I'll get that posted within the next week or so. So again, you saw these vases in my previous kind of spring haul video. I got them from my local thrift shop. They are really, really nice and kind of give the illusion of being kind of inverted in a way at the bottom. It's kind of hard to explain, but you can go back to the previous video and kind of see what I'm talking about. So these are my flower bushes that I got from AC Moore. This week, AC Moore florals were 60% off, and I never buy faux flowers if they are not on sale because they can be ridiculously expensive. And what you see me doing here is taking my wire cutters to get the individual flowers off of the kind of the whole bushel itself, right? I want to work with individual pieces to make it look a little bit more custom and a little bit more realistic. So while I'm cutting that, one thing I'll say is that when I go shopping for my flowers, I take out all the ones that I think are pretty, colors that I think complement one another, and I just start putting them together in vases in the store, holding them together in my hand, but you know, just kind of stretching my hand out from afar to see if they look visually appealing. I get on the floor and I just go with it. I don't really have a method other than I think that these are pretty together, so I'm gonna go for it. So I would just encourage you to play around with the flowers. They are all beautiful on their own, and so it really isn't hard to get a combination of ones that work together when you're just kind of thinking and maybe starting with your overall color scheme first. So here you can see that I got the flowers cut from the yellow bunch, the white bunch, the blue bunch. You originally saw me cutting from the green bunch, and I had a slight camera issue, so I was cutting those, not realizing that it wasn't being captured. Nevertheless, you get the point. And so what I'm doing here is just separating them back out by color, getting all of the yellow ones together because they are the true focal point of the arrangement. So I'm just gonna put them together, and what I'm trying to do is arrange them in a way where the leaves from these flowers are on the exterior some, so they don't really get caught up in the middle. And I try to do that as best I can. Throughout the video, you might see me like pull, it looks like I'm pulling stuff from the flowers. Faux flowers have like glue and things that you want to take care of, but you'll notice here, I'm literally just going to drop the flowers in the vase and let them fall where they may. And so half of the battle is already done because they've just kind of fallen in a very natural way. And now what I'm doing is plugging in the other flowers using the shorter white ones to kind of break up all of the yellow. And then I'll come behind and I'll add the blue, and then I'll add the greenery as well. The blue flowers here, one of my strategies, I can say that this is an actual strategy, is that whenever I have accents for flowers and such, I try to arrange them using some form of symmetry. And so what you see me doing is adding a blue to each of the four sides of the vase. And then I do the same thing with the greenery. If I do it a certain way on one side, I need to do it the same way on the other side. And so that takes me back to when I'm shopping for flowers, I buy the same number so that usually I'm working with 2 flower pots or 2 vases or something like that. And I just try to have some form of symmetry in the arrangement so that they look good, they match, the accents are not quite as random because of the use of symmetry. So it's time for me to move on to the second arrangement. You can see that I have my measuring cup with water in there, and so I'm just going to add a little bit of water. It's going to look like it's a lot because of the way that the vase is designed. Kind of gives the illusion, remember I said earlier, it's kind of inverted in a way at the bottom. But if you look at the other vase, you can tell that it's not a lot of water. They are pretty comparable, but based on how close this vase is, it looks like it's a ton of water in there. Either way, if you look at it now, you can see that I have the floral bush where all of those white ones kind of came together, and I'm just getting them cut off. So I'll cut all the flowers again, and I'll try to arrange this one the same exact way that I arranged the other one. Same strategy here, get them all together and just drop them in the vase and let them fall naturally. So now I'll just have to work on getting the space cleaned up. I have extra floral, which is always good for other projects, but for the most part, I am done with the floral arrangements here. So I remembered that I had a decorative egg that I got from Homegoods during one of my last trips there. It was $7.99, and I just love the crystal look of it. They have a lot of gorgeous ones out, but they traditionally have those pastel colors. So I really like the one that I found. And now you can just see here that I'm getting the space cleaned back up. Kind of made a mess from all of the florals as I was, you know, taking the tags off and getting them trimmed and put into place. So you just want to make sure that you get everything nice and tidy, and then you'll be all done. So tell me what you think. You can see the napkin rings a little bit better. Again, that's burlap with a pearl trim. The floral arrangements are really my favorite. So leave a note in the comments and tell me what you think. I also need some tips on the table in general. tablecloth, chair covers. What do you think? Thanks for watching, guys.